Is it in here already? All right, guys. We are live for another episode 8. My God, this week, this is episode 8 is a milestone episode. And I don't just say that for every episode we've done before. Even though I think I've literally said that for every episode we've done, it's a milestone. It's a miracle we made it this far. I think we're the redheaded stepchild of the podcasting world, right, guys? What do you think, Jason? We're the redheaded stepchild. Nobody wants us around, but we're like herpes, right? Like we don't go away forcefully, right? Like you have to kill us to get us away. What do you think, Jason? Are we here to stay? Are we going to see episode 9?
I like the shit stick of the asshole. Sorry.
Kane, what do you think? Are we here to stay, man? We're here to stay.
The immortal words of Bebe's kids. We don't die. We multiply.
Did you say Bebe's kids? Oh my God, man. You went 90s. I don't even think I was born in the 90s. You guys are old. You guys are old.
Or the turd hanging on the hair.
Yeah, we are. We just won't. We're like those dingleberries. Those hard to reach dingleberries that
won't give up. Doesn't want to be the asshole. We want to go back in.
we have to be removed surgically. It's one of those procedures where it takes like doctors from all over the world that they fly in to like separate, the twins and stuff like that. That's what it's going to require to get us gone.
Just to let you know, we're dingleberries. We're stuck on their hair, so it takes millions of doctors around the world to come in and cut that shit off with a pair of scissors. Yes.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 1 of the Dingleberries podcast. We just renamed our podcast to the Dingleberries. Hard to get rid of us. We're here to stay. I do apologize. Episode 8. Man, you know what? I'm looking back at episode 1 where we had no idea what we were doing. Jason is a noob. Kane and I haven't done podcasts in a while. Jason has grown as a person. Look at him. Last week he had a beard. Now he doesn't. I feel his character growth in this season is good. Is good, man. Now we need to give him a beard. We need to have him slowly grow a beard out and give you a character. I like, Jason, I like you with the beard. Why didn't you like you with the beard? Why was it just in the way of everything? Was it in the way of food? What happened, man?
Are you lost in time? I had more hair than a beard, and then the beard was like back in 2018 or something.
Yeah, but I liked you with the beard, man. I found you more. I thought you were cool with a beard. We should have just let it grow like Joe, our buddy Joe. Like, oh man, wow, just let it grow down, and then there's like a nest of like birds and shit like that in there, like, baka, baka.
You beat me to it. That's the reason why I got sick of the birds fucking living in my beard and fucking shitting that crap all damn day. They didn't even use a duvet. I mean, like, or whatever, duvet, whatever.
Yeah. Kane, how's it going over there, man? Kane, how you doing, dude? I think are you still having technical difficulties? Mental difficulties.
Mental and physical.
Like you can't get it up.
Emotional.
You can't get the camera up. I think there's a pill. There's a pill
Just
for that.
flopping around. I'm trying to slap it.
It's all flaccid. It's just flaccid. You're like, it won't work.
I'm looking in the mirror and crying.
He's Asian. He's got that like Buddhist part.
I throw trash on the side of the road. I'm on my car, and he looks at the camera, and there's just a tear like going down his cheek, like that commercial in the 70s or whatever. Are you good now? Are we good now, Kane? I mean, it looks good. I like how you have it framed, like you have the lightsaber in the background and all that good thing, man. I know Kane. Out of all three of us, Kane is the he's the filmmaker guy over here, so he knows how to. He's the auteur over here. He knows how to frame a thing. How's it going, Kane? How is it over there in East Coast time? East Coast, you're in the future technically.
Yeah, I think my video froze again. So at least it froze on me smiling and not sticking my tongue out. So
it's completely fine. We can still hear you. But Kane is really just pretend Kane was here. Well, it was okay because I thought Jason wasn't going to be here, so I had a picture of what the hell is that guy's name from American Pie? William Scott, right, or whatever. Looks just
Sean
like
William Scott.
yeah. Sean William Scott just looks like they were separated at birth. Man, they are two. I think they're the same age too, if I'm not mistaken. He may be older, but yeah. All right, your camera works now. We're good. We're live. We're good. Let's. Should we start the show? Episode 8. My God, Jason, how you been, man? Before we proceed, how are you, dude? How are things, dude? How are things over there in a faraway land of Chandler, Arizona? We're so far away, man. How are things over there?
It's amazing being only 5 miles away from you, but yeah, it's great. The weather's great. I think it's colder compared to where you're at. I
I
think
think
we're
so. The economy, I think, is better over there. Gas prices might be even cheaper down in over the bridge over
no,
the is it more expensive over there?
more expensive. That's why I go to Mesa.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You want cheap shit? Go to Mesa. Cheap prostitution, cheap anything. Mesa. That's the place to be, man. Or
well,
it
that's
might
why I
be
go that.
Phoenix.
I might go well, that's why I go to that massage place down the street from you over there by the what is it?
By Little Caesars, or
Little
the grid.
Caesars
The grid.
and the grid.
Yeah.
Actually, the cool thing about doing Uber Eats and
Ooh,
whatever. Well, there's that I bumped into this place the other day. What was it? Endpoint. Have you been to Endpoint?
what is that? Is that a video game place thingy?
Yes.
Oh,
There.
end game, isn't it? End game.
Or in game. My bad.
I was like, this is a new video game play. Okay, Endgame, which is
Or
I
in
think
game.
the massage place is two places down or something.
I went there once during a delivery, like on the weekend.
You're
So
like, well, I'm here. Anybody wants some? Anybody order a hamburger? Well, I'm here. I guess I gotta,
pretty much, and then like it was funny. I walk in, I'm like, hey, it was. I walk in. Yeah, what are you doing here? I'm on Uber Eats doing a delivery for somebody named blah 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 blah. And
That was
then
the
they
actual
go,
name too.
oh,
That was the actual name too. Blah 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 blah. It was written on the receipt.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah.
but they go, oh yeah, we know him, and then they yelled out to him. He was the bartender and whatever. But this place reminded me of the Grid. I was just like, whoa,
Yeah.
like
Hey, I have some backstory as my face froze again.
Okay.
Um, so Endgame existed years ago in
oh
downtown Tempe,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people from the grid had a fall. Well, it was before the grid existed. People split off from Endgame and started the grid.
Oh, is that what happened? I heard
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I heard that like it, and that's usually isn't that usually how it is, man? Just like Filiberto's and Aliberto's, they all got mad at each other, and that's why we have Aliberto's and Umberto's and shit like that. Everybody left. But yeah, what do you have any backstory on that and what happened, or it was just like the
and that
usual?
Frank, that place was right by Bank of America over there. The company yes, mall.
Yeah, the big building, the basically the landmark that we have in the tallest thing in Mesa, I guess. Yeah. It used to light up. I don't know if it lights up or
Yeah,
not.
yeah. I don't know. I think I go out there and look, but it's still trash for light. But anyways, but yes, Kane, what's the story?
Yeah. What have you heard anything, or you just like they broke up and then they started the end game, which is
Well,
They started dating again.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of drama in the bar industry. I've discovered
There
after
is,
working.
man, and I feel bad. Yeah.
Poor
And it is
Max.
R.I.P. Yeah, I don't know the exact story. I just know a couple people from Endgame split off and started the grid, and then those people had a falling out with each other, and someone left the grid, and yeah, the grid has kind of changed ownership, at least half of it a few times. So
Well, for so
and,
what?
and then and
Yeah.
then
Go ahead.
Endgame closed.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then Endgame closed down, and then they opened up a new one, or opened again in a new location. So yeah,
So
that was it.
so basically what we're talking about is arcade bars, right? Is that a fad that's kind of I said fad, not the other word. Is it a fad that's just is it kind of come and gone already? Because I feel like every time I drive past Endgame, and no offense to Endgame, because they're actually in the audience right now, I don't see anybody there. And I don't and again and when I those arcade bars is basically you go place you play video games and get shit faced if you really want, or karaoke in our cases, Kane, we would go every Monday to the grid or whatever, and it was fun times. But as usual, COVID hit everybody like it normally did, right? Like they closed for the longest time, and then they reopened, and then a lot of these places are struggling to stay open for sure. Even now to this day, I'm surprised they're still going. So obviously there's a need for that. But then again, we do live in Arizona, which there's not much to do. So I guess maybe this is a perfect place to have those arcade bars. I don't know. Do they have anything like that in New Jersey?
They actually have nothing out here. Like the closest thing I think is in Jersey City, which is like almost an hour away.
Oh,
So,
you want arcades? Oh, you want arcades and beer? Oh, ooh.
What about the Jersey City? Come on.
Oh, bada boom, bada bing.
Really think about it to a certain degree. How many times a month or a week can you go to places like that and be like,
Well,
hey?
My problem, and this is what I ran into, is when I went to the grid, I'm like, hey, I want a beer. What are your choices? And they handed me a fat stack of like paper that I had to go through, and just like I felt like I was given an assignment. You know how when you go on summer vacation, they give you a stack of like work to do at home, and I felt like, all right, well, if I take the one and divide it by two, and I carry the three, I guess I'll have this beer, kind of thing. That was my problem I had. I was like, can I just have beer? What? Which one? We have 9,000 different selections. I was like, beer. How about just beer? Which one?
Basically, they're making it difficult for you to make a decision.
That's the thing, and that's what turned me off about it. That's why I didn't go for a while, because I was like, well, I just wanted a beer. It's like going to Starbucks and saying I just want a large coffee, and they're like, well, you want a venti or whatever, douche or whatever they call it. Yeah.
I enjoyed going. The one thing I will always remember going to that place is taking a shit and looking at Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is there. She's in the bathroom for sure. And we're gonna do a live show. That's it. You guys convinced me we're doing a live show. It's gonna be sold out. And we're definitely going to be going there. But I've only gone to the one I went to where it was in Tempe before they closed down. And I went to Endgame. And they're okay. They're fun. It's just they're kind of pricey. You know what I'm saying? Don't go there expecting happy hour dollar fucking drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so spoiled by Applebee's. That you go from Applebee's to another place and you end up spending like 5 times the amount. You're like, excuse me? You're like, what's going on here? You know what? I miss Applebee's. Remember, Kane? We used to go to Applebee's all the time, man. They have Applebee's in New Jersey, or is that not non-existent over there?
I actually live within walking distance of one.
Have you walked to one?
No.
What are you waiting for? You live in Jersey. Is that where you guys go? There's nothing else to do. Applebee's. The last time I was there was like 7 months ago. Guys, we have a lot to discuss, man, and I want to start right now. But before we get into it, I do want to talk about. Anybody see the new Jurassic Park movie?
No, I haven't. I don't know. For some reason, after the second one, I just gave up.
After Jurassic Park 2, Die Darkman Die, I gave up on that one too.
And Die.
Yeah.
Honestly, the name itself just kills me away from it. Yeah, I watched the first one. I watched half of the second one. I actually still want to finish the second one. The one thing I got to ask you guys is, why did the original main character of the first one, who played Darkman, quit?
You know what? It's he wanted money, but let me finish talking about Jurassic Park, and we'll get to that, so I can get this out of the fucking way. So Jurassic Park, Dominicus or Dominican Republic or whatever it's called, Dominion, whatever.
Combinatrix.
Yeah. It's in the Matrix and stuff like that. So you're not missing much. Wait for video release or torrent or whatever you guys do. I love the fact that we got the legacy characters back. That was really fun. But I didn't really care much about Chris Pines and Ron Howard's That's her name, Ron Howard. Yeah, I didn't care. Ron Howard's whatever. M. Night Shyamalan's favorite actor for like 5 movies or whatever. I didn't care about them at all because there was nothing interesting going on with them. The legacy, I was more involved with the legacy characters: Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum. I was gonna say Helen Hunt. Laura Dern. Laura Dern.
Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren. It was good to see them. It gave those guys closure. Apparently, this is the last. I didn't realize it, but it was the last movie in the new characters. I guess every characters. I guess that's why they got closure. And I guess this whole 6-movie series or whatever. That's it. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna bring in Taika to reboot the series or whatever. The gay pirates or whatever. Well, gay pirate dinosaurs. Gay pirate dinosaurs is what he's gonna reboot, and we'll see what happens. Here's the thing, man. Not a lot of action, but not a lot of deaths. Well, you go into Jurassic Park, you expect people to get eaten, right? Not much happens. There may a couple of people in the crowd when the dinosaurs are like let loose in the city or whatever. A couple of those people get eaten, but nobody from the main characters. Nobody gets really endangered. So it feels just kind of like they played it really safe. I'm not asking like eat Sam Neill for crying out loud, So, I mean, that'd be cool, or Jeff Goldblum, or it goes out, gets eaten by a T-Rex while sitting on a toilet. That'd be awesome. Good callback. But nobody dies in this movie. And I just felt like we were just kind of going through the motions, and we saw everybody, and it was cool. But at the end of the day, it was just a decent movie that was all over the place. It wasn't good. The only reason I went to see it, because I have, like Jason, the same thing. I have the AMC membership, so I basically theoretically went to go see it for free. So
I saw Maverick.
Yeah. So you finally saw Maverick. Yeah, just like Maverick, it plays it safe. Nothing. I don't feel like
these. Gonna die.
Yeah, nothing feels like I don't know. But I don't get me wrong. I actually enjoyed Top Gun a lot more than Jurassic Park, just because I love the experience. But I just feel like these movies are just playing it safe, like, okay, they're going on this dangerous mission and stuff like that. And then everybody comes home and yay, nobody's dead or whatever. It just feels like, all right, it's okay. We're just going through the motion.
It could be, in your opinion, you like to see some of these people die.
I want them all to freaking die a horrible death. I want them all to burn.
I mean, let's go to something we talked about for a while, which you kind of got what you got.
Okay.
Okay. What'd you say?
Nothing. Sex. I mean, what? Keep going, Jason. What were you gonna say? Dexter. Don't even get me started with that recent season, man. I was so mad.
I was mad too. Look, overall, you said death. Look, if you haven't seen it by now, if this is a spoiler, it's really your fault.
Okay.
Should we continue?
Go ahead. No? Yeah, go ahead. Let's spoil.
I mean, literally, he does die. I love that show. I could watch it over and over again. I love how this guy likes to keep to himself. It's probably why I love the character, because kind of how I am in a way. But but
I'm kind of like Dexter.
I don't kill people.
Oh, I don't know.
Except, I dream about slicing Frank's throat at night.
I mean, I can see it. I can see that. I can see it.
But no. But no. Joking. I mean, it's a good show. Like, I remember, like, I've heard about it back in the day, and then people were like, "You should watch it." And then I go to Thailand, I come back, and then me and Frank are playing. I would go back and forth in Missouri and Arizona. I would play with Frank on Xbox Live. And I remember the British kid. But that's when I started watching Dexter. Remember the British kid that got pissed off at us?
The British, you think they're nice people. They're really not. For the people I've encountered.
That kid.
Yeah. I remember he represents all British people.
I remember we couldn't understand a damn word. But the whole point is this. I fell in love with that show. And that show is a really good show, how they have it, like, set up. For me, personally. Yes, it died down after season 5, but I still think they did some things okay. But for the new blood, And there's a talk about, of course, the season 2, which hopefully they don't do.
No,
I,
well,
I,
yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, no, I
I heard
gotcha.
about I heard about the plans about he will come back, but it's like his son's like kind of like Dexter and his dad, but it'll be Dexter and his son. Dexter will be dead, but the point is like, I, and I think I usually thought that the book he had a happy ending. I didn't realize that they actually made way more than that. He
Yeah,
actually in the book he died on a ship,
yeah,
so he does eventually die. I
like
don't know.
going off into a storm or some shit like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I definitely we should definitely delve deeper into Dexter,
Yeah,
because that's a whole thing. No, no, that's a whole thing that I would like to speak about, like like in detail, because there's a lot to take in, because that shows a perfect example of how to take a show, an amazing show, and just crash it to the ground, and then get a second chance, and then crash it to the ground even more. You have not a lot of shows get an opportunity to redeem themselves, correct course on what they've did in the last season, and then just kind of make it worse. So whatever.
yeah, yeah. No, it was like you first start the show and it's in a plane and you crash it into some place on the planet, and then you get a second chance and you take it to outer space and you crash it back on the planet.
Yeah, it's like it's like, all right,
You,
it's only so many things you could do on that one. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, uh, you know, I know we're done. I know we're done with the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial and stuff like that. But I want to talk about Ezra Miller. For people who don't know, he played the Flash in DC's Flash, I guess. And it's crazy what's going on with him, because he was arrested, right, in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then because he threatened some people, or he assaulted some people in Hawaii, and then he did some other stuff, and basically everybody is calling out for him to be removed, which I don't think Warner Brother has made any announcements on that, right? I don't think he's
No.
been officially removed. I honestly think they should have just used the guy from the TV series, Grant Justin. He's a good Flash, Barry Pepper, or what was Allen or whatever, Barry Pepper, the Barry Pepper, the actor. He's a good Barry Allen. Now here's the thing: what's happening? He's missing. He's evading custody right now, or whatever. He's on the run. He's literally on the run. Maybe he's in the light force, or the light speed, or whatever the hell you call that. What do you guys think, man? Kane, what do you think? Ezra Miller, man, you ever been a big fan of him? I don't even remember him in anything else.
No, I've never. Yeah, I don't think I've seen him in a ton of stuff. I remember. I think Justice League. The first cut of Justice League was the first thing really saw him in, and I thought he was really annoying in that. And then I thought he actually was a lot better in the Zack Snyder version.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I don't find anything outstanding about him. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, I think people are calling for him to, for Warner Brothers to
To
hire
officially
him.
like kick him
But I
out,
think
yeah.
since they've already shot this
They
movie,
shot the whole
yeah,
movie.
it's like they've already shot this movie and they're close. Are they close to releasing it? I'm not sure. What it's
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah, and it
But
has what? Doesn't it have like Batman or some shit? I mean, it's a lot writing. It's a lot writing, and I'm pretty sure they didn't just spend what, $20 million on this sucker. They probably spent way over 100 million on this guy.
yeah,
So
and
I
I think
say
it's
go,
just.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Kane.
I was just saying that, like, I think they're too close to releasing it right now, so they don't want to acknowledge that they're going to fire him yet. I think maybe they're going to release the movie and then see how it does, and then maybe like go from there. But I don't know. He's doing
I
so much shit right now.
I don't I mean, the way he's acting, I don't think he's gonna last long. I don't think he's gonna be invited for the Flash 2. They're
No.
probably gonna get Michael Cera or something like that to replace
All
him.
I'm gonna, all I'm gonna say is that they've opened up this multiverse crap. They can get rid of him. Still show the movie because I love to see Michael Keaton as Batman again because he was great. Val Kilmer and George Clooney really should suck each other's cocks on the 69 level. They
On the
really
on the 69th planet on the multiverse, yeah.
they really did not do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, oh, and Val Kilmer was in Top Gun, which was a kind of cool scene. You
It
know,
was cool.
that was actually cool. I mean, his voice was digital or whatever, but
Was it
I
convincing? I didn't see it.
no, yeah, it was an AI voice or whatever, but yeah, he basically shows up and for like a quick cameo or whatever, but
Sounds like Stephen Hawking.
yeah, he talked in a computer voice. He was
Hello, Maverick.
Maverick.
If the young man straightened his crap out, give him a second chance at least. Everybody messes up.
Yeah, but no, I absolutely I get it, but it's kind of a big deal because he's evading the cops now, and that doesn't look good, especially for Warner Brothers. If it was something like DUI, a DUI is in a celebrity. If a celebrity gets a DUI, it's basically like whatever. But this is a whole different situation. He assaulted people. He's evading police, and he has a big movie coming out.
Now, there's someone accusing him of grooming an underage girl.
That's
now,
what
right?
I heard. That's what I heard.
Excuse me. I guess Ezra Miller is a they.
Okay. I'm too. Like I said, I'm old. I'm an old guy. And whoever's watching this, do not take offense to this. But I grew up when there was two boxes when you checked
And we're
male.
men and women.
Yeah,
We're
male. There was two sexes when I was growing up, male and female. I still don't know, and I always ask, like, don't get mad at me if I, incorrectly, mispronounce whatever you are. I'm an old guy. I come from the 90s. Men and women, that's all we checked off in the boxes. Nothing else was ever. Now, when I go to the hospital, the doctor's office, that box is like 95 extra boxes now. They, them, he, her, blah blah blah, non-gender, agender, B, C, F gender.
Does your penis come out 50% of the way?
Yeah, like, do you have a full penis? Is your penis not there? Did it run
Do you have
away?
one testicle? Do you have two testicles? Do you have three testicles?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not here to judge.
Is the body of the penis gone, but just the head?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Oh, would you? Did you see me? Did you see me or something? That's what I have.
First, Kane, please, thank you for admitting that you're Asian. But
yeah, that's actually under the sexual orientation is Asian. Under they and them and asexual.
I just got the tip of the head on part of my belly
Asian
button.
actual.
This is how you know that I'm Asian.
I don't, like I said, I'm not here to judge on what you are. More power to you if you have two testicles or whatever. I wish I had two testicles. I have four testicles. It's it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. Wink. So yeah, man. We'll see what happens with Ezra. I honestly think they should just replace him with Barry Pepper or Grant Justin or whatever.
So Kane, it's not like this. It's more like this.
Yep, exactly. That's generous.
Thank you.
You're being generous. You're being generous on the size. I do like that Ezra Miller did show up in an episode of The Flash, the TV show Flash.
That was cool.
That was a cool thing. So there, just to kind of show you the multiverse and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, I've never been a fan really too much. I mean, he was really good in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't remember him much in the other one, the Joss Whedon one. I think he made it a little bit too comedic, like, oh, gee, golly whiz, we're funny. But what's happening? So what's happening with Amber Heard? Is she out of the spotlight? Is she done? Is she moved on?
She is not done. Yeah.
What?
She won't let it go.
What's going on?
She did an interview with the Today Show, I think.
Yeah.
And she will not let it go. And she says she will keep defending herself till the day she dies. And you can see part of the what I've seen of the interview. It's just more horse shit.
I saw something before the. I saw something for the show about the donation part, if that's what you're talking about. Hey, did you
Does she have a Patreon or something? For
She
$5 a
pledged.
month,
Yeah.
for $5 a month, you can support my endeavors as Amber Heard. I can't act anymore. Please, Patreon, OnlyFans. Hey, OnlyFans. There you go, man. Everybody's turning to OnlyFans, especially when everybody lost their jobs during the pandemic and all that stuff. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go to OnlyFans.
Amber fans.
Amber
Yeah.
fans, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hearing like, there's a lot of people who don't want her to be in Aquaman 2 or want them to cut her out. And what is it, like 5 million signatures now?
It's a lot.
That people, yeah. And it's like there's totally conflicting reports. There's like a report that they did a screening and they said her time was like there was like 25 minutes of screen time for her.
Wow.
When initially they were like, oh, they cut it down to 10, and then there's other reports coming out that they totally cut her out. But I guess the director is this
James Wan.
Justin Lin?
Justin
Wan? I'm like,
Justin Lin.
I can't remember.
Justin,
I can't get him straight.
Justin Lin.
John Woo.
Oh, whoa! Somebody say John Woo. Oh, yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want her in my movie. Oh, they're making me put her in that movie. Yeah, go ahead.
But the director said that he will keep fighting. I guess he's holding his ground, keeping her in the movie. That doesn't mean the studio won't be like, hey, listen, take her out of the fucking movie.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the studio's cutting the checks. You know what I'm saying? You know, James Wan is cool. I always respect that guy for what he's done. But I mean, I guess they maybe her role is in the movie is essential. I guess, even though I really didn't think her role in the first Aquaman was that great or essential or whatever other movie she was in. So I mean, take that however you want to take it, but I don't think we need her. Just replace her with Grant Justin. From
if it's been done already, just give her a chance to make some money back to pay off debt.
I gotta pay Johnny Depp. please hire me.
Have you guys seen that meme that I posted about her and the fucking goddamn Squid Games? So like,
Yeah.
it was a meme. It's like, hey, what are you doing here? I gotta pay Johnny Depp.
I gotta pay him.
I thought
Someone gotta pay him. But yeah,
I still
yeah,
don't
go
think
ahead.
she'd make enough money. I still don't think she'd make enough money to pay him back. Because
Yeah,
I think she made $2 million in the first one, and then she's making $4 million in this one. And
that's still
she has to pay her lawyers like $7 million
after taxes, lawyers, agents, Republicans,
You could probably hire
publicists, publicists. Don't mention our work's name. Publicists, the Republicists.
My bad.
No, it's all good. The Republicists. I'm pretty sure she's in. Let's say she got $4 million. Maybe she's in. At the end of the day, maybe a cool $3 million. Let's say that's still not enough to even nearly cover what she owes the guy. And is he still? I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of fake. There's a lot of sites that are like reporting fake stuff. Like one site reported that he was coming back as Jack Sparrow. Did you hear about that one? And I was like, wait a minute, that's
$301 million.
Yeah, not 300, not 305 million, 301 million. We'll sweeten the deal. We'll do 301 million.
He said he wouldn't do it for $300 million, and
how about 301 million?
You guys owe me extra.
Yeah, what the heck, man? And then there's another site said that he's not interested in the money, so he's not going to collect. So I don't know if that's true or not. So it's kind of hard to know who's telling the truth or not. But in the end, it's hard to believe the media. You know what I'm saying? They're always bending the truth and stuff like that. But yeah. Amber Heard, I know you're in the chat. All best of luck. Best of luck with whatever is happening. If you are, if you're still in Aquaman, good luck with that. I'm pretty sure. I'm curious to see how people's reaction when she shows up on screen. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be thunderous applause or whatever like that. It's probably going to be some boos. I guarantee you. People are going to be like, boo, not my Johnny. You hurt my Johnny.
I thought you said boobs. I was like, they're going to show their boobs when she appears on screen. They're gonna throw a boo boo at the screen. They're gonna throw poop.
Amber, yeah,
Right
that too, that too. They're gonna be booze. Yeah, here, Amber, I love you. Here's my boobs. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, good luck to her and Johnny. I'm pretty sure they're fine. We're probably gonna run into Amber Heard doing Uber Eats here at one weekend or something. I'm gonna be like going to a restaurant, and she's gonna be going to a restaurant with the phone, and be like, I'm here to pick up an order for Johnny. So we'll see.
Hey Amber, you want to make more money? Yeah. Want to do porn?
Do I have to? Please. So here's the thing I didn't think I was ever gonna hear. So the Joker came out in 2018, 2019, 2020.
I saw that too.
2021. One of those. So here's the thing, Todd Phillips, where he started off as a comedy guy, right? He's a comedic director, but he's always been kind of more he's been kind of more leaning towards the dark side. It's so stupid, sounds like a fucking Star Wars reference, but he's always been leaning a little bit more to like the darker comedy side, as Jason said. The Hangover 1 was great. The Hangover 2, which was set in Thailand, Jason's home country, was really dark. Okay, but it was still some funny. Well. Yeah, he was the monkey. He was the monkey. It was some funny parts, but it was really dark. And then they made part 3, and it was I did not laugh one time in part 3 of The Hangover.
Whoa.
Yes.
I only played a part in Hangover 2 on the top of the building, but no. You said part of it was dark? I never watched the movie.
No, so yeah, so part 1 was funny. It was some dark humor and stuff like that. Part 2 was really like, wow, I guess I'm supposed to laugh. I don't know. It got a little too dark. And then part 3 was almost kind of like a thriller. Like it wasn't funny at all. I was like, well, what is happening here? Like I did not laugh once. And I'm like, well, what happened to The Hangover? Because people went in thinking they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be hilarious. We're going to be laughing our asses off. And then they came out thinking like, what the hell did I just watch? I did not laugh once. This was like a really dark thriller. And I when I watch it, I'm like, they're right. It's really just, there's no humor in this at all. It's almost like he's like, I want to make part 3, but not make it funny and make it just a thriller and throw everybody off.
I've seen part 1. I laughed. I loved it.
Same.
And then number 2, it was a surprise when I got the role to do the extra part on the top of the building.
Bradley Cooper.
It was actually fucking beautiful, actually, when you go into that tall, because it was that scene with the helicopter came up. All those scenes and the guy yelling, which was actually amazing to watch these guys do their work. And you guys saw the movie itself? I didn't watch it.
I saw all 3 of them. Yeah, that's when
I didn't see the second. I didn't see past the first one.
Just keep it at the first one. Yeah.
But anyways, the second one, where the scene where they're bitching about the chips, Frank.
Yeah.
It was.
It goes really dark because it basically makes the fat guy Zalika, whatever his name is. He basically there's a whole thing over there with what do you call those, where they're dudes dress up as chicks or whatever, like in that country.
The lady boys.
Yeah, the lady boys.
So remember, there was that scene where that one guy, that big guy, was bitching about the chips. Where are my chips?
Oh yeah, no, I don't remember that. It was so long ago. But he basically banged those lady boys or whatever because he thought it was a chick or whatever. So they explored that, and then it was just basically like them running away from people and bad guys and stuff like that in Thailand. But then 3 was just nuts, man. I'm still remembering. I'm like, and this is Todd Phillips, which he made one of my favorite comedies, which is Old School. I love Old School. Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, all those stuff like where they go back to college or whatever, where they have to go back to school. That was really funny, but it's just kind of a weird. It looks like he started kind of doing a turn towards like the more serious movies, which is the Joker, right? I personally, in my opinion, I think it's an overrated movie. Is it good? Is it good acting? Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix does a really good job as playing those type of characters. I honestly just thought, I'm like, it's good. I mean, is it $1 billion globally good? I mean, everybody thought so too. Kane, did you watch it?
Oh yeah,
What'd you
yeah, I
think,
saw it.
man?
I really liked it. I'm actually in the minority where I don't really like Todd Phillips movies. Um, and I know a lot of people like Old School and Hangover, but I'm just not a fan, really.
Yeah,
And I know I'm in the minority, like the
yeah,
extreme minority.
yeah.
But
Not yeah.
I thought Joker was good. I do agree with you though that the acting was way better than the movie was.
Yeah.
Because it was Taxi Driver. It was
Or the King of Comedy,
yeah, I
basically.
think yeah, and I think that's how they pitched it, right?
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna make Taxi Driver and King. We're gonna make a Scorsese movie with Joker
Wait,
in
which
it."
cracks me up because they had Robert De Niro in it for a few minutes or whatever as the late night host or whatever,
Yeah,
which he ends up blowing his brains out, I think.
yeah.
Which and I get it, I get it. You know, those movies, the King of Comedy or whatever, are really uncomfortable to watch. Really, even for those type of movies because it's so cringe. You know, you feel bad for you feel bad for this guy who all he's really trying is just to get a break in the industry, and people just keep turning him down. But at the end of the day, he's just a creep. Really, that's really how it goes. And I get you know what they were trying to do. He becomes like an icon, right? People are trying to imitate him. He becomes like a symbol, you know, in society. And I don't know if he could. I don't know. And they're trying like, well, can he actually fit in with the Robert Pattinsons? Like, can you see him crossing over into the Batman or something like that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think he could, but the only issue is his age. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like because Joker takes place in the 80s, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it
It
80s?
looked like
And
it was like 70s or 80s, like really like rugged, you know,
But
70s.
but how would it take place in that? I mean, first things first, I heard this one theory that he's not really the Joker, but the Joker got the idea from that Joker. Anybody hear that?
No, I didn't
yeah,
really. I just remember that. I just remember that they were putting extra security in the opening weekend because they thought that the Joker would incite violence and cause people to like shoot each other and fight and stuff like
Like
that.
the like the Dark Knight, I think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah, the whole shooting and the yeah, but nothing happened. Nothing really nothing really bad happened. I mean, at the end of the day, I think people were overhyped for the movie. They were thinking that they were going to get like a Christopher Nolan movie, and they just kind of got a character study of a guy who's not mentally well. And you know, segueing out of that one into the Joker Part Two, which I'm surprised because they said they weren't going to make it. But you know, Warner Brothers is like, "Oh, really?" And then beep beep beep, they backed out the truck full of cash into the guy's front yard, and they're like, "I guess we're making a part two now." Now here's the thing, and I get what they're trying to do. It's not just part two; it's a musical with Lady Gaga as in talks to star. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about it. I just can't see him do like you know. I just can't picture myself in a movie theater watching that. What do you guys feel, Jason? What do you feel about this one, man? Part two.
Already, I see a fail.
I mean, the first one made $1 billion, man, and people weren't expecting it to make $1 billion.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
For a musical, I did hear about the Lady Gaga for Harley Quinn on that. I was like, that's cool. But now hearing this musical thing. No, this ain't Disney.
imagine the next Joker is just rated PG, and it has just like it's a musical, and it's just like a really simple love story. Um,
Whatever. Maybe they're trying to match it up with South Park.
I
But
hope so.
anyway,
yeah.
Kane, what do you think?
I think like initially I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I was thinking, I thought about it, and I'm like, well, they established in the first movie that he imagined a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking if he totally went off the rails and he saw the world as a completely fucked up musical, and it was like Sweeney Todd level violence, and he's like killing people while he's singing, I'm like, I think they could do it right if, you know,
Yeah.
it could be cool if they did it right. I think that would have to they would have to make it like super dark and like gory, violent.
I hope. I hope
like,
so.
Yeah, to where it's like comically gory while he's singing and killing people, and that's how he's viewing everything. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's totally different than what anyone would expect.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be completely opposite of what he did in the first one. That's just completely different direction, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean we have Robert Pattinson Batman to kind of go in the direction of like how we sort of expect Batman to go, and then you have crazy Joaquin Phoenix Joker movies that maybe they're like, hey, why not do something totally weird and fucked up, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's something that could very easily be bad, but
yeah, it's
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. When a movie is an unexpected hit and it makes $1 billion at the movie theater, the studio is gonna shell out as much money as they need to get people back on board, to get the crew back. I'm pretty sure Joaquin Phoenix is sometimes he's very picky on his roles. He doesn't do a lot of movies. He does one. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say they could be totally trolling us. I don't know.
I hope so, but
Yeah.
But no. But if they actually spend $100 million, or well, the first one didn't even cost a lot of money. It was theoretically a low budget, origin. I guess an origin story. Yeah,
50 million.
And even in 2019, that is not a lot of money. That is not you can't even make a decent movie unless it's like a 30, 35 million, $40 million movie, and everybody has to work for pro bono essentially. That's still and just like Everything Everywhere All at Once costs $25 million, and it does not look like a $25 million. It looks like a Marvel movie essentially. It looks like they spent $100 million and they did not. So I guess you could do anything with Final Cut Pro nowadays, or whatever, After Effects. So we'll see. We'll see.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no. It was good. It was good for what it is. I absolutely great acting, deserving of that Oscar for sure. I just sat there. I'm like, okay. I mean, it was good acting. I didn't think I was like, this movie is amazing. But you know what? That's my opinion. It shouldn't matter to anybody else, but he was good. I hope he comes back. I'm sure they'll pay him a bunch, or if they're probably just trolling us.
I still love the idea. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Or go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like, I still love the idea that when Willem Dafoe said he wanted to,
I can see him doing it. I can see him doing it.
Where he was like, what if there was more than one Joker,
multiple Jokers? Yeah,
and because what's the subtitle for this one? It was a French.
Yeah. You're right.
Folie adieu.
Sacre bleu or something. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, which means I think it means like the madness of two.
That's kind of cool.
It usually pertains to people who are related or romantically involved, I think.
Okay.
And with the Harley Quinn thing, but
gotcha.
I think it also said people who are related. But yeah, I'm like, that would have been cool if they did the Willem Dafoe thing. And so they were also like, oh, did Willem Dafoe actually like sign on and he like spoiled what they were doing? But I don't know. It's like, I don't know how you say no to Willem Dafoe if he wants to play the Joker.
He would be perfect. I think he would be a perfect Joker. I believe. I mean, he's doing good work. He's almost 70, and he's coming back and doing in Spider-Man and all that stuff. So he's still around, man. He did mostly his own stunts too. So he's good, man.
I'm happy he came back to play the Green Goblin again.
Yeah.
He did great.
Yeah, and
he was scary. Like he was actually
did better than ever, and he didn't really age. I mean, he aged a little bit, but not too bad. The 20-year difference,
He did better than what he did in the first movie.
Yeah. I mean, he's the top form right now, so I'm glad he came back, and he was like, gave him all these conditions, and they were like, okay, and they basically gave him everything he wanted, probably a shit ton of money, at the end of the day. But we'll see how it goes.
the actors in that movie even said it. They came back because of the money, but other actors said it straight up. No,
Yeah.
he deserved that evil. He deserved being the main evil character in that movie. He did great at it.
Yeah.
They, he had a lot of respect from everybody in that movie.
Yeah, man. I mean, speaking of the Joker, we got a first look at so Ryan Gosling and I I thought this was like a joke. I thought this was a like a parody or something. But so Margaret Robbie, also known as Harley Quinn, she's playing Barbie in the upcoming Barbie movie, and who is playing Ken? Ryan Gosling. And if you guys want to click on the show notes, I have a link on there, and you'll be able to see the picture of Ryan Gosling as Ken. Gosling. Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it?
Gosling.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish he was Gosling on my.
Gosling.
Yeah. So, I honestly listen. I thought this was a joke. I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty I'm like, okay, well, is this like a clickbait article or something like that? Is this something like, are they actually really serious about this? Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's not true. But it's made by the lady who directed Lady Bird and three women and a little baby, or whatever that movie that came out, Three Women or whatever. Yeah. So it's made by a respectable Oscar nominated writer director, and she's like, you know what I really want to do, shake things up, make a Barbie movie. And I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued because of Ryan Gosling and his pecs and his abs and stuff like that. That's the way you see him there. If you guys click on the link, that's what I'm going to be looking like soon, man. I've been working out every day, every night. Hell yeah, man. What do you guys think, man? Is this going to be a disaster? Is this something like the Joker 2? You're like, I'm intrigued.
I think, I don't know, when I saw Margot Robbie was in it, I was like, okay, maybe she's just doing something fun. But with the director and Ryan Gosling attached, I'm like, are they doing something where, like, not privy to, like, something deep? Like, I don't know. Is it going to be some, like, kind of meta comedy, or?
Well, because they can't really make it rated R, because Mattel, I think, right? Mattel or whatever, is a big fucking company, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna license out their name, because there's millions of especially girls out there and stuff like that. I don't know what route they're gonna take. They have to play it safe, I guess, because I'm pretty sure they can't make this a hard R. Because Ken, first of all, doesn't have a dick. I've checked on the Ken doll. I hope he's just like, oh yeah, and he just drops down his pants, and I'm like,
I hope they both take their clothes off, and neither one of them has.
And it's like, and it has the little the. Yeah, go ahead.
What's wrong with flat pounding?
I mean, nothing. I don't judge, but at the end of
that's what it's called, Barbie Flat Pounding. I think that's the official title of the movie.
Barbie Flat Pounding. By Greta Gerwig, the director of Three Men and a Little Baby. Three Women and a Little Baby. What is happening with movies? Are we running out of ideas? What is going on? Does nobody have an original idea? Nobody has an original idea.
They made a Thundercats movie.
Yeah, we have all these intellectual properties that we could touch. I mean, is Alex Garland the only one out there just kind of doing his own thing that's kind of original? What's happening? Nobody has an original. I mean, I hate M. Night Shyamalan all you want, but the fucker's out there financing his own movies and making what he wants to make, and at the end of the day, he's making money off those fucking things. And he's the only one, one of the few people out there making original titles. Now then we got people freaking doing Barbie Girl and Barbie or Aqua or whatever the hell the movie's called now. And I don't know, man. Hollywood is as usual. It gets to the point where once they made that Emoji movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm checking out of here. This is they're just running out of ideas. You're making a movie about emojis now. This is really really stupid, man. That's why I respect these directors, these filmmakers like M. Night Shyamalan, Alex Garland, or whatever I think I'm saying his name right. Christopher Nolan and stuff like. Yeah, he's a little bitch and all that about "Ugh, I need my movies to be in theaters first for the first 50,000 days, and then it could go to VHS, and it has to be please be kind rewind. Ugh, that's the only way I want you to see Tenet." He's a little bitch. I love Nolan. Don't get me wrong, but he's a little bitch. And don't even get me started about the Nolan diehards. Well, Nolan is a pure master. He's a genius. I'm like, hey, I go to his movies and I could barely hear his fucking dialogue. First of all, he intentionally puts the volume down, and I feel like I have to go to 9 years of college to fucking understand anything he's putting out. Unless it's Batman, I guess. Whatever. Put out a movie called Tenet, and you got things going backwards, forwards. You got Robert Pattinson in there. You got Denzel Washington's kid in there. All these people. So whatever, man. At the end of the day, it's an original movie. You don't got fucking Barbie girl or Barbie or whatever, but you got Ryan Gosling, man. We got Ryan Gosling. I know he's your guys' favorite actor, in there. So A, it's for the paycheck, which most likely is for the paycheck, or B, maybe it's just a fun time. Maybe it may be a good movie. You never know, man. You never know. But I'm worried. I'm worried about Hollywood. Kane, what do you think? I'm worried about Hollywood, man. I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll release what they think makes money, and
yeah,
I don't want to take risks.
Yeah, I think they should bring Nolan in and to redo the movie. Bronk, bronk,
Barbie.
Yeah. Bring Hans Zimmer back or whatever. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm intrigued because of those pictures, not because of Ryan Gosling, or whatever. But I'm intrigued. I'm definitely gonna check it out. But yeah, man, what's going on with Dakota Johnson and Equalizer 3? How many they've made 2 Equalizers? Good lord. And Man on Man on Fire 2. What is going on with that? Who put that in there? Jason, you put that in there?
That was me.
Okay,
Yeah. So Dakota Johnson was just Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
Wait, not Dakota Johnson.
I was about to say. I was like, Dakota Johnson, Don Johnson's daughter.
Yeah. I wrote the wrong Dakota.
They all look alike. It's all good.
Is an Equalizer 3, which I think the subtitle should be Man on Fire 2, because her and Denzel were in Man on Fire.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
that's right.
That's it. Yeah, and what's weird is it's coming full circle, because with both Man on Fire and Equalizer, I said Denzel Washington is being in better Punisher movies than the actual Punisher movies, and so now they crossed his Punisher with his other Punisher. So
I mean,
now it's
that's
Equalizer 3, Fire 2 Punisher.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. I mean, Denzel Washington's another guy that, I mean, what is he doing? Like, what was the last movie you remember seeing him in that was actually good? Did Kane leave? Kane, are you still there?
I'm still here. I think Jason. Jason.
Great. He's out of here. Jason's out of here. What was the last movie that you remember Denzel Washington being in? You're like, okay, that's pretty good. I liked it. Was it The Equalizer?
What did he just do? Macbeth? I didn't see Macbeth.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, that was good. But like, he's always had a passion for Shakespeare. But besides that, like, there was that movie that came out on HBO Max first. It was like Three Little Lies or Three Little Things or whatever. Big Lies or whatever. I don't know. He plays the cop.
Jared Leto was in it or something.
Jared Leto was in it for like 2 minutes and probably got paid like $10 million. That one was okay. I just don't remember a movie that he was in before Macbeth that was like, wow, Denzel Washington is here to stay and stuff like that. But I don't know. He's another guy that I think is going through all the motions. Like, do we have another Equalizer 3 coming out? Okay, Dakota Johnson and Fanning are starring in it. Wow, cool. So that's another guy that needs to do some more stuff. We'll see how it goes. I think he would always do a movie with Tony Scott, right? Him and Tony Scott were like kind of like the go-to guys for action movies for the longest time. You know, he for like a good like 10 solid years they were just doing like that train movie, and I think he did another train movie, and you know, Man on Fire, I think they both did. Crimson Tide? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I can't.
Felt like they were bored and they're like, hey, he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do this. Denzel, hey, you want to make easy money? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, man. Shit. Give me that money. That's how he talks. That's
okay, all right. All right. Okay, all right.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. I like that movie. So nobody remembers any of those 80s comedy movies he did, but whatever.
Fences. He was nominated for an Oscar for that, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was the play. Yeah, for sure. I think what's her name? I was gonna say Dakota Fanning won an Oscar. No, it was totally not Dakota Johnson. Totally was not in that movie.
How was the book?
What was that? What did you say?
What was it called? The book?
Oh, the Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
Was it good?
No, that was the Hughes brothers movie. That I liked it. It was good. It was
I thought it was cool.
It was not as good. It was not as good as Menace to Society, whatever. But whatever. I mean, compared to the Menace to Society and Dead Presidents, Book of Eli was okay, and From Hell. All right, so I'll save that for last. Let's talk about one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Are we talking about it this week? Or are we waiting? Are we still talking about Darkman this week? I don't. Nobody saw. I mean, we could talk. I guess we could talk about part one.
Yeah, the first one.
We can talk about part one, man. So one of the greatest trilogies of all time, based on titles alone. Let's talk about Darkman, part one. Sam Raimi's attempt to create his own superhero franchise before Spider-Man. From what I hear, he was turned down to do his own Spider-Man, his own Batman movie, and this is
Shadow.
The Shadow is either Shadow or the Batman, same shit. They both take place in Gotham, right? So in retaliation, not a retaliation, but he's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna get I'm gonna make my own superhero movie. Yeah, I'm gonna make my own superhero movie. Call him Darkman, and then and have Liam Neeson. The amount of movies that Liam Neeson's have Liam Neeson's like the all of them. Liam Neeson. Oh, the amount of Liam Neeson movies that he's been in the 80s and 90s are spectacular, because I'm still discovering it to this day. I'm like, Liam Neeson was in that movie in the 80s? Man, he was in a lot of movies in the 80s that I don't, because, you know, everybody starts remembering him in like Schindler's List or stuff like that, you know, movies after that. Like everybody's like, oh, the guy from the Taken series. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, he was in movies before the Taken series. He just got his resurgence in those movies. The guy is 70 years old, man. He's 70 and he just released like 2 movies this year. I'm like, are you in debt? Like, what is happening? Like, you're doing movies like you owe people money? Is that what's going on? Like, what is happening?
He's still playing the Taken guy too. Like, that's all he's doing now.
Well, here's the thing. I watched. I was bored at not work. Totally not watching this at work or anything.
So basically, he's Amber Heard.
Yeah, he did the same shit. I watched this movie. It takes place in snow. I forgot what it was called. Like his kid gets killed in a drug deal gone bad or something. And I was like, all right, it's gonna be another Taken movie. It was a comedy. It was legit I'm not even joking. I was like, all right, I'll check this out. It takes place in like one of those Fargo type of towns where it's just nothing but snow, and you know, like Liam Neeson plays like a trucker or something like that, who has a mysterious background. You know, is essentially the guy from Taken who moved to a small like Fargo or something like that. You know, and it ended up being this wacky comedy, a really dark comedy. Like not even Todd Phillips could pull this one off. And I'm like, this is actually pretty fun. It's so stupid.
Wow.
I went in thinking it's gonna be, really dark. It's gonna be him kicking ass. And at the end of the day, really, I mean, it wasn't he really wasn't the one that was like the taken guy, like getting in there, like He was kind of like I don't want to say he played a background character, but he was kind of just there. But just the characters around him were just so crazy and goofy that I went in thinking one movie was going to be this way, and it turned out to be another way. And I'll find out the title here soon. It's Cold. I don't know. I don't think it's called. Is it called Cold Pursuit or something? I don't know. And it was like, okay, his son gets killed. This is going to be a revenge movie, and it turned out to be a comedy. I guess that's a way to. I guess that's a direction to take a movie.
The Ice Road, is that it?
No, I think that's another movie.
Wait a
He's
second.
in
Wait a
another
second.
snowy movie.
So we had back in those days. We had Tim Burton. We had Tim Burton that did Batman, and then we had what's his name, Sam Raimi that did
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, who did Darkman, right? Because
Yeah.
what's his name?
Yes.
At the end, putting on the face. So I want you to realize. I was watching that movie the other day. I'm sorry to say this, but I think he tried to copy Tim Burton.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I really want you to watch Batman, and then I really want you to watch Darkman, and I really want you to listen to the background music, and then I really want you to listen to.
Well, I mean, they're made by
Daniel.
they're made by the same composer. Sam Raimi and Tim Burton use the same composer, so that's why.
Yeah.
No, I got you. I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
I'm watching the ending fight scene. I'm like, this is the same music that you heard in Michael Keaton's Batman.
Hey, Danny Elfman, I need music for Darkman. Sure, and he just hands him the exact same music for that he just did with Batman.
Literally, I mean, I haven't seen those movies in forever, but I was like, I fucking know what that is right there.
Yeah.
That's Michael Keaton. That's Tim Burton's music for fighting the Joker right there. How did he do that?
I like Liam Neeson was good. Frances McDormand or whatever her name was good. But I have to give this whole movie to Larry Drake. He was absolutely just eating up Durant. He was absolutely eating up the whole movie. He was like, I think out of everybody having the most fun. And it kind of pours over to the second one where he's basically the center character in that movie.
Durant.
Yeah. I think Larry Drake is one of those underrated actors. He played Dr. Giggles. If you guys don't remember, he was in this horror movie called Dr. Giggles. He played this psycho surgeon guy who would kill people, kids or whatever. And he was really good in this one. I think it still holds up, man. There is a lot of Raimi stuff that's happening in this movie. You could totally tell camera angles, like really. Do you guys the whole part where he's trying to get the stuffed elephant for his girlfriend or whatever, and he gets so mad, and that point where he just breaks that guy's finger. He's like, the guy goes ah, and then Liam goes ah, and then Francis McDormand go ah. That whole part was hilarious.
Take the fucking elephant.
Take the fucking elephant. I have a particular set of skills.
I saw Darkman in the theater.
Wow.
When it was new, and I saw it in a little independent theater in California, and I remember everyone in the theater cracking up, like, because the movie is actually really funny.
Yeah,
I remember
that you're right. It is
part
pretty
in
hilarious.
particular. People were just cracking up at that part.
Take the fucking elephant.
Take the fucking elephant.
And then the way, like, he runs away with he's like because he has like what he has like 90. Yeah, so basically the whole point of Darkman is that he gets blown up in a lab, and his face gets really deformed and scarred, and he basically is trying to make synthetic skin or some shit like that, but what he has now only lasts 98 minutes. So that's why he's like, oh no, 99 minutes, 98, 99 minutes, 69 minutes, whatever. So that's the whole point. But I really enjoyed it. I think it still holds up. It's wacky, it's kooky, it's violent. I'm really glad that they, I don't know if it could be updated now. I mean, and if they do, Raimi has to Raimi has to come back. Raimi has to come back. Because obviously with 2 and 3, which I'm pretty sure we'll review next episode, it really loses, like, it really, you could tell it lost that creative team going to the next two. But saying that, then the next two I actually enjoyed. That's all I'm gonna say. I actually really enjoyed. But Darkman, yeah, how dare you, Durant?
Well, for me, just hearing I'm actually enjoying the second one. I haven't finished it yet because I like seeing Durant come back. But just like hearing the name of the third one, Die Darkman Die, like
that alone, it's perfect.
How fucking bored were you to come up with the name of that? Though?
Bored? You mean how much of a genius? Move over, Ari Aster. We got the guy who made the greatest title ever. Midsummer. Screw you, man. Die, Darkman, die. I'm pretty sure it's something that, like, oh hey, by the way, we need a title. What? They literally are turning the movie in, and they're about to print the title and everything. They're like, oh yeah, what's the title? Die, Darkman, die. And all right, that's what it is.
Basically, that was the end of like saying like Batman 2, Batman 3, or whatever. So they took the ideas of that and said, hey, let's not call Captain America 2. Let's call Captain America 2
the
Winter
Soldier. The Winter Soldier. Yeah, it's all goddamn confusing. Kane, what do you think? Is it still hold up? Is it out? Is it dated with these special effects?
No, I still think it's very entertaining. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, obviously the effects are dated, but it's funny. One thing I forgot about is when they show him typing and he has his one burned hand and the other one with the skin on it, and they're totally like stop motion hands. And I'm like, why did they do stop motion hands? They couldn't have done them like practically or something. But no, it's and there's a lot of like kind of shoddy green screen in it.
There is.
I think it was low budget at the time.
Absolutely, man. But yeah.
But I think like Sam Raimi's filmmaking makes up for any shortcomings. Like,
yeah,
because he's obviously been used to low budgets.
Yeah.
Well, at the time he was used to low budgets, but no, I just think it's like it was like really fun, and I like. What's that? When you grow up in the ghetto, yeah.
Right, grew up in the ghetto.
And we had Ted Raimi in there. He has to have his brother in almost every freaking movie.
Gotta have his brother, and that's another thing I really liked. He all the bad guys, the henchmen, were really distinct.
I liked it. Yeah, one was missing a leg. The other guy, I was like
the machine gun leg.
Yeah.
The long-haired blonde guy who I think was in Wayne and Garth's crew in Wayne's World.
I think so.
And then then there was the token Mexican guy. And then there was the one bald dude. Yeah, they all had really like distinct henchmen. So I thought that was.
I felt like they were actually kind of fleshed out. Like they were, like, pun intended, fleshed out. They were kind of more. I felt like everybody had was unique. You could tell it was totally low budget, man. It doesn't overstay its welcome, dude. It's 90 something minutes. It's not like a 2.5 hour epic or whatever, like a Christopher Nolan movie or whatever. You don't need. Imagine Darkman being 2 hours and 45 minutes long. I think we need to bring back the Raimi cut of Darkman. It's sitting in his vault somewhere in the salt mines or wherever they keep that shit. They need to bring that back. But that, like I said, that needs a 4K restoration, all that stuff. Bring it back. Come on, guys, jump on that. Go ahead.
I heard there was. I don't know how many like behind the scenes things you've read about it, but I remembered they the studio wanted to do something different with it after they saw the movie. And I think Sam Raimi was like really disappointed with what they wanted to change. And then they totally went against the studio, and like the day of picture lock, which for anyone doesn't know, it's like once you
the final
picture lock, you can't edit it. They just went and edited it the way that they wanted, and then they turned it in and they were like, here, we did what you told us, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh fuck, you didn't take our notes. And then I think it was still the way it the way it turned out.
I feel bad for Raimi because I feel like in between Evil Dead and Spider-Man, like he was not respected how he should have been, because he was kind of going through the motions there for a while. I mean, he tried to do the whole evil, Army of Darkness and stuff like that, but he kind of, and then he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go do The Quick and the Dead, a Western movie, and then he started. I mean, I don't remember what else he was doing. He was starting to do this, like, do you guys remember which one?
He did a Simple Plan.
Yeah, he was doing like those smaller movies. He was doing like Simple Plan, and then he did The Gift. Remember that supernatural movie with had everybody in it, like Keanu Reeves and all these people. And then he goes and does this baseball movie with Kevin Costner. Yeah, and so he's
movie of his I haven't seen.
Yeah, and the thing is it's a straightforward. It's not. It doesn't really have. I think Raimi. I don't know if he needed the money, but I think that's more of the most straightforward Raimi movie you're gonna see, because it doesn't have any like zoom in, quick zooms and green screens and like synthetic skin or whatever. You just have like this sports game. But I feel like it wasn't even until Spider-Man that people were like, oh, okay, I guess we could appreciate this guy even more. But I feel like he's had an interesting career, because even after Spider-Man, he kind of really didn't do much after that, because he kind of got backlash from the third Spider-Man. So it's just kind of a weird journey that guy kind of has been through, because he's made some classics, obviously in the 80s, and then some 90s, and Spider-Man. Without him, we wouldn't have had what we have now. And I'm glad that he's kind of in a way returned home to like Marvel to kind of helm what he did with that one movie, what's the movie called? Doctor Strangelove and How Do I Love to the Atomic Bomb. That one. So I'm glad that at least he's getting opportunity, and I hope we don't have to wait much longer to get some more stuff from him. But Jason, what do you think of Darkman? All in all.
I mean, I've only started watching them again. I actually still like the first one. Like, when I was watching it the other day, there were some things that threw me off, like the crazy circus crap in his brain.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, what's that about? That you guys explain to me. It's been a while since I watched it. I watched it, but something threw me off about that. Like, you guys are big on movies. Like, what was that about? Can you explain that?
What was that about?
Was it a repeat thing from when they were at that carnival?
But the thing is, like, he had those images before the carnival, and when he first turned into when they actually first like blew him up out of the building, like he had those images. Like, wow, that was great. That how you did that. As I had that image in my head as soon as you did that. Like,
yeah, I know.
It was great. Like, I remember too, like. That cheap ass freaking I mean, of course that's all they had back in the day, but just him flying out and hitting the fucking ocean. But,
go ahead.
And they
go ahead.
I was just gonna say a lot of the like crazy visuals they had in his brain, they reused some of those for Spider-Man.
You're right.
I remember.
You're right.
Yeah, it was like the weird formation things in his brain that were like a triangular things like that it was flying through.
We got leftovers.
And yeah. I remember seeing Spider-Man in the theater. And I was like, hey, he reused Darkman visuals.
The first Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Wow. So that reminds. So basically, I'm sitting here thinking, did he get these ideas from Godzilla movies?
Probably. Yeah, most likely.
Because in Godzilla movies and Asian movies, they reuse ideas from previous movies a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, next week we'll go over 2 and 3. Gives you guys a chance to finish them. Really enjoyable. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, one more thing. Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
So I believe if I remember right, he wanted to use He wanted Bruce Campbell to play Darkman.
But the studio was like, nah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, at least he managed to get him in at the very last shot of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that cracks me up though, like after it was like when I saw the movie and I wasn't familiar with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and then later seeing it as an adult, did you catch all the times that Bruce Campbell did like dubbing for the movie?
So
like they threw in his voice.
Yeah. So
some of the extra characters.
The way I found that out, I was working at the movie theater. Quick story: I work in a movie theater and in Mill Avenue. There was a Harkins right there in that corner, and he came and then screened Man Without a Brain, his movie that he did. So he and his Q&As were like 2.5 hours. Like, dude, it wouldn't end, and he was all for it. And one of the Q&As like, is it true that you voiced some of the for Darkman? He's like, yeah, because Liam Neeson, because he's Irish. And he was doing an American accent, right, or something in Darkman. So he had to redub some of his lines. Yeah.
Tar.
Yeah. So Bruce Campbell's been around, man. Him and Raimi or whatever have been good buds, man. I'm really glad they're still like he's still in his movies even all these years later or whatever.
Doctor Strange.
That whole part, yeah. That's another guy that kind of didn't. I don't think he's got the his due diligence kind of thing. He's been in some stuff, but I feel like towards the end, he didn't. He had some successful TV shows like Burn Notice and stuff, like he was in it. But I feel like maybe like Bubba Hotep was a really, really underrated horror movie. Where he plays Elvis, an Elvis that didn't die, but he's now living in a retirement home, and he basically has to fight this like ancient mummy thing, right, or something like that. And Ozzie Davis plays an elderly black man who claims to be JFK. So it's just kind of that wacky movie that like nobody. I'm pretty sure Jason's never heard of it. That came out like 20 years ago or something like that. Nobody's really heard of those type of movies. Like, but he's out there, he's out there making movies. I think he was just in a movie. I forgot what it was called. It was like a horror movie that just came out, horror comedy or whatever. That just came out.
Like a store or something.
Yeah.
Trapped in a store.
Exactly. Yeah. You're right. It's probably S Mart or whatever. Shop Smart. Smart. But yeah, so yeah, Darkman still holds up. Go watch it in theaters. It's still out there. It's still there. Go catch Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell in Doctor Strangelove or How I Love or How I Learned to Love the Atomic Bomb. You'll definitely catch him in that one. But yeah, so next week will be part 2 and 3, and then episode 10, the story of Ricky-O. My God. Did you guys check it out yet? Did you guys watch it? Ricky-O, one of the most violent movies of all time. We're going to be doing part in episode 10. Go ahead.
I've seen like video clips of it on YouTube, which are freaking amazing.
Yeah, watch the movie. You got it, right? You got access to it? I've uploaded it. Okay.
I got access to it, but I do want to ask you guys one question. What did you guys... I had to ask, but whatever. Anyways, Evil Dead the show. What do you guys think about that?
I saw the first 2 episodes. And I think isn't it the opening of him just banging somebody? Is that am I thinking? Yeah. Okay, well, who's he banging?
Yeah,
like Lucy Lawless, right? It was filmed in New Zealand, so I'm thinking about all the Carl Urban was in it, and the Taika was in it. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to pick New Zealanders out of the fucking thinner.
It was just a random chick, I think, in a bar.
Yeah, that was like literally. Yeah, and he's like strapping on, and he's like you think he's strapping on the chainsaw, but he's really just strapping on his girdle or whatever to keep his fucking stomach in or whatever, because it's just an old Ash. We got an older Ash now, but I heard it's fun. I didn't finish watching it. I think it's on Netflix or something like that. I want to watch it. I think maybe all right. We're new podcast, the Ash Hole podcast, where we just go through every episode of Ash versus Evil.
I liked them.
Multiple times.
Continued, but they didn't. I don't know why they didn't.
Well, no. Well, you know why? They literally blamed it on one thing. Too many people. Nobody was watching. Too many people were torrenting each episode, and that's literally the excuse. And they have data and all that. People were literally just torrenting all the episodes, and not watching it. So, I mean, if you want to base it off how many torrents were downloaded, they were probably doing pretty good. Now, if you're talking about actually people tuning in when it was airing, like you're supposed to do, or your DVR, people weren't watching it. So
I'm so sorry I ruined that show.
yeah, I know. Jason was like, "I'm gonna download it because they were all
Right.
the company was like, if we get one more torrent download, we're gonna cancel the show." And Jason's like, "Do do 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 do." He got the lotion. He puts it on the side. I'm gonna download. I'm gonna download Ash vs. Evil. Oh, we got another download. We're canceling the show. So you disappointed Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. Did you any of you guys watch Kane? Did you watch the whole series?
Yeah, I loved it.
Now, is it? Did they end it on a cliffhanger? Like, am I gonna go back when I go watch it? Go ahead.
I mean, I think, I don't know, Jason, maybe you agree with me. I think they ended it to where it's like they left it to the imagination about what happened.
Open-ended.
I really wanted to see it continue. Yeah, I mean,
I did want to see it continue.
All right, don't ruin it for me. La, la, la. No, go ahead.
Because they sort of left it in a setting where it would be like, oh, that would have been awesome. Because without spoiling anything, I think there was kind of some time traveling again, and
oh, that's cool.
I think the show had like a lot of really great callbacks, like they go back to the cabin, and
I heard it's just as violent, right? Just as violent and gory and stuff like that.
I think it's, well, I would say it's more violent, but if there was a negative for me about the show, they did rely a lot on CGI.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a lot of it wasn't practical, but it's still it was still entertaining, and I thought the show really just. I think Sam Raimi only directed like the very first episode.
Yeah, so that was his only involvement, really. Yeah,
but I still think this show had his style, and I thought it was really funny, and I really liked the characters, and I actually really loved it. So
yeah, I might fire that up probably starting tonight or while I'm not working for sure, and check it out. It's not that many episodes, right? What, 3 seasons? What, 10 episodes each or something?
I was
like
really looking forward to each season. Every time like it ended, I was like, yes, this is pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what. Yes. It shouldn't take me too long to get through. So I got to put aside all these. That definitely does not take me long to get through. But before we close the show, hey man, Kane, what's the update with your stage debut in New Jersey? What's going on, man? Did you get fired already, even without getting hired?
They delayed the call, so that is on Monday.
Okay.
That I'm going to call back.
Okay.
After I have a weekend in New York, seeing Book of Mormon.
Oh, okay, cool. Don't forget, we're doing a live show. What day is it? Sunday, Monday, Saturday? You're like,
if you have
are
to,
we?
Kane, just do like a, like a little scene on the couch if you have to,
No, he'll be back. He'll be back for the next. I'm assuming next episode, unless he gets.
No.
He gets.
I mean, if you have to do some, blowjobs or something, how to do it.
Oh my God, the Book of Mormon is one. You seen it, right? You seen it, Kane, or no? The first time.
No,
first time.
It's my first time. I actually haven't heard any of the songs either, because I'm a big fan of
Matt Stone. Yeah.
So I actually told myself like I wasn't ever gonna listen to it until I actually got to see it, and I managed to do that for like 10 years. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Some of those. I'll never forget. I went to go see the Phoenix version. I guess I don't know. That's not Broadway or whatever, but it was still good. But the funny thing about it is that it's the Book of Mormon, and I legit think we were sitting next to actual Mormons, and they were highly offended because the wife was mad at the husband about this, and I don't think he gave her accurate information on what show this was. I think she thought that this was actually the Book of Mormon, about Mormonism and stuff like that. And I mean, it is to be fair, it is, but it definitely it's a twist with Trey, the South Park guys essentially. The songs are dirty. The whole way they go about it is dirty. But at the end of the day, here's the thing: there's a message. There's a really nice message in this show. I'm not going to ruin it for you, obviously, but we'll talk about it some more next. I think next week on what your thoughts of the show. But yeah, you're doing the whole thing, right? Broadway and all that stuff, huh? Wow. Yeah, Kane's going. Are you gonna be dressing up? You're gonna be like as a Mormon, like an actual like you're like LDS.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your little name tag. You're gonna be like holding the Bible, the Book of Mormon. Is that a thing you have to dress up really nice to go to Broadway, or is it just like how you're dressing?
I don't think you have to, but I think people typically dress at least business casual.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know someone who just went to New York for some Broadway shows, and they were wearing like t-shirt. I think. Well, then again, I think like matinee crowd is different than like night crowd.
Oh, you're doing a day crowd.
I'm doing the night crowd.
Whoa! You're the fancy. You're the type of people. You're the type of people whose kid forces you to the alleyway and then you get shot. And that's an origin story. And this is usually how coming out of the Broadway. And that kid ends up being Darkman, or I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Blank Man. Yeah. Oh God, I love that movie. So that's it. Screw Darkman. We're talking about Blank Man next week.
Darkman,
die blank. No, Darkman 3. Die blank man. Die blank man. All right, so Kane, you didn't get the job. We're disappointed in you. We're sorry that happened. Hopefully next week. I thought you were an actor. You're supposed to do a better job now. But how do you feel? I mean, you feel good about that run, right? I think you're a shoo-in, right? You're fine. Yeah. There's no other Asians in New Jersey, so you're good. Oh, what do you mean no Asians in New Jersey? Oh, what about me? Oh.
What are you doing here, you Goomba?
They're a rare breed out there.
Oh man, is that no? That's not true, right? There has to be. There's a community. Yeah, there's a lot of Asians. That's why he moved over there. He's with his people now. He was released. He was released out of captivity into the wild of New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So he's with his people. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna do it. This episode was pretty interesting, man. We went all over the place, man. That's awesome. I had fun. Jason, did you have fun in this episode?
No.
Okay, Jason had a bad time in this episode. Kane, did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Next week, Darkman, Blankman, Duckman. We're talking a bunch of duck. A bunch of fuck man.
Dumb fuck.
Fuck man. And next week we'll talk about the Book of Mormon. So meaning Jason has to get tickets to Broadway, fly to New York, watch the show, and then fly back and report how it was, or drive your van, whatever you want to do. It's possible. No. It's doable. Or you could I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. Pretty sure they have.
No, I'll put them out of business and download on a torrent.
Oh, here we go. Jason's the reason. Jason's the reason all these shows have been canceled. Where's Bruce Campbell? Let's get him on the podcast.
Canceled the Broadway show because of Jason. Broadway show.
Jason keeps downloading torrents of our shows. We're not gonna. I don't know how long we're gonna last.
2 weeks we'll be closed.
Yeah, I'll give him 2 weeks. No, it's one of the longest shows, right? It's been going 10 years longer if you count the practice runs they've been doing like years, 2 or 3 years before that. But yeah, all right. Have a good time, Kane, out there. Don't go too crazy. Don't go too wild. Don't be like the Joker or whatever in the steps. I'm pretty sure you can find the steps in New York City where he's dancing.
No matter what, remember, if you have to have sex, it's only acting.
True.
The moral of this story. Yeah, the moral of this story is, Jason just made a good point on that. All right, guys, let's get out of here. An hour and a half of this. I was planning 55 minutes. One of these days. Let's get out of here. Take it easy, guys. Bye. Next week.
Frozen.
Oh, God. Frozen 3. Die, Darkman, die.